Hi there. I thought it would be a little fun instead of doing my regular evolution of a page and showing you some of the techniques to just actually roll through a video, and that way you could see one of my pages from start to finish. Now, I usually start my pages with a photo, of course, like a lot of people do. Um, and this is my little Miss Bailey telling me where her vocal cords are, so it was really cute. So I would start with that, and I pulled in a background, and then I'm going to take the photo and put it on the background. And I pretty much have an idea in my head already how I want the photo to look on the page. And I usually work in thirds, so I'm going to put it up towards the top here. And then usually what I'm doing, and you can't see this on the other screen, I pull in one of my artwork pieces, and I pulled in this cluster frame from my Color Play 2 kit. And I'm going to put it approximately where I want it. And that looks pretty good. And then I'm going to make a layer, a new layer, and I'm just going to use the marquee tool to fill in, and I'm going to create a photo mask is what I'm doing. So then I need to pull the photo up above it and then just clip it to it by holding the Alt key there. Pretty easy peasy. And maybe arrange it. I'm not sure if I want maybe a different size here going on. I think somewhere in here it was probably what I would like it. Can always adjust a little bit later. Right now I'm just getting the skeleton built, for my page. And then what I will do next is I will go back to my kits from my other window over here, and I'll pull in another kind of element also. So I want it to be above, and I'm thinking I'm going to want some kind of matting. So I'm going to go and get maybe one of the solid cardstocks, because I like to use them to cut up and, create mats for my photos or backgrounds, things like that. So we'll just pull that in here and accept. And then I'm going to turn it off just so I can see what I'm doing. And I'm going to create another new layer above my background layer. And I'm going to use the marquee tool again. And I'm just going to go in here and approximately size it how I want it and do a fill. And then I turn back on my cardstock layer, and I'm going to clip it to it. And that gives me a pretty good idea. And I can adjust the size easily because I'm not distorting the paper behind there. I'm just changing the shape that it is clipped to actually. And I play around with it. I mean, this whole layout took me a matter of maybe 20 minutes. So, like I said, what you're seeing is my thought process here. And I think I'm going to take it all the way out because I like a nice area. I love my artsy paper backgrounds, but that's what they are. They're backgrounds to accent. I don't want it to overpower, so that's how I'll use that cardstock. And I think it looks good right there. So let's see, what else can I find to pull in here that I like? Not quite sure where I'm going yet with it, so maybe bring in one of the other artsy papers, and see if that looks any better. I kind of like that. And you can clip them back and forth and turn them on and off so you can see both and how you might want to do it. And you can move it within that shape to get an idea, so you want less or more of maybe certain patterns or artsiness showing. And I'm going to move this over here so you can see what I'm doing. You have to kind of scrunch it here for the video. And I'm going to add just a shadow outline. I usually do the just an outline around it all when I have a low paper. And I don't think I'm going to put a shadow on there. I just have a overall, again, very, very small, only 2 pixels. I might leave it or I might take it off. And then back to my little stash on my other screen and see what else I can find to pull in here to finish off this page. And I kind of like this. And if you notice, as I'm working here too, this is a little bauble or a charm, a large brad, whatever you like to call it. But what you notice is as I'm dragging it in, now I'm a Mac, I use Finder, but I believe this works the same way with Windows Explorer. Right where I bring it in at, it automatically names the layer with the kit item that I brought in. You can see it over there in the layers palettes. And each time I bring in a new item for my kit, it remembers that file name and it automatically names the layer that file name. Real easy to keep track of my credits, in case I'm pulling from several different kits, which I do occasionally. I'll use pieces and parts from different kits. I mostly work in one kit. That's my personal preference, but I know many people who create outstanding kits, and they use, many different kits going into it. And this is just a little photo corner thing, for attaching. It's just something cute, and I want to make it look like it attached the little ribbon there. And I still want to play with this. So I think I'm going to make this just slightly, a little bit smaller. I don't want it coming out as much. And you can see it's changing right underneath the paper there. And I use linear burn, and I'm using a 45-degree angle this time. I could change it to 135. I will do that too, but I think I'm going to stick with the 45 overall on this. It's usually one of those two I use. I used to use 120 all the time, but I just like it a little bit better. Let's see, that looks pretty good. What else can I find? And that's usually what I'm doing. I'm looking through my stuff over here. Maybe I'll pull it over here for you so you can see what I'm doing. Probably would have been a good idea from the beginning, but I'm looking through my stash. And this is one of the accent mini kits here. And I'm thinking, I wonder what this would look like if I pull something in. But nah, I think that would clutter it up too much. But just for kicks and giggles, pulled it in the wrong spot again. But hey, we can fix that real easy. I'm thinking I want this underneath of it. And I'm going to scooch it over. So it's just peeking out. I'm not real sure if I like it or not, so I think I'm going to delete it. I just don't think it would go well with this one, with this particular background. I created those in mind for more of the cardstock backgrounds, so you can just add a little more artsy. Let's see. Trying to decide what I want to do here. I think I want to change that paper to match a little bit more of the blue from her shirt, which is real easy here. I just added a color layer, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it just to a color, and then I'm going to take down some of the opacity or the fill. Either one is, works great, so that I'm just getting a tint of that color through here. And this is something I do commonly when I'm matching it up to a photo, just to bring it in a little bit more. And I'll go through here and I'll play with it and turn it off and on and see if I like it, better or worse one way or the other. And I'm going to take it up a little bit more. I want to keep some of the color, though, from my artsy background paper. So I'm going to come over to the mask. And on that mask, I'm going to go find a soft brush and sizing it up here using my Alt Control. And I'm just going to hit around the edges here to bring back some of that original color and softly, blend it back in here with the page. So I still have some of the blue from her shirt, but I'm more or less taking it and I'm blending it into the original background paper and capturing some of the color here by painting out with the black on my mask layer here. I can get rid of some of that color overlay that is occurring. I'm starting to like this a lot better. Let's see, there's the original, and there is with mine. Original mine. And I'll do this a lot. I'll take a couple steps and maybe I'll size this down and I'll try to bring in a little bit more and I'll just hit a few spots and kind of make it blend in, and then I'm getting back some of that tealish color, and I turn it off to see where the color actually is from the original and make sure I hit them. There's a little green up here and a little bit of the golden color around. So I want to pull it in. And that's how I customize a paper to make it my own, for my layout, my photo, how I want it to appear. And this particular photo, I just like it a lot better. And it still blends because I'm doing the blending. It still blends with all the other elements in here. And then I'm going to go through and I want to add some journaling in here. So I'm going to type my little story because the stories are important. And it's the wrong color, so I got to change over to black. Just pull it from up here real quick. And I'll pull this up on top so I can see it. And just start over. What's the difference, right? So then I type out my journaling here. And then I'll play with the text maybe a little or placement. Not seeing it all here, so I want to make sure I see it all. I'm going to pull that down while you're within the text editing. And scooch it a little. Try and decide if I like it where it is. And don't worry, my mouse just seems to zoom all the time here. And now I want to add a title. So I'm going to come down here and click, and then I'm going to size it way up. And then I can always change this later too in the font. And do a little title work here. Let's see. Big debate. Well, I know I want to change the color, but I can do that after too. So I have vocal cords. I know that's what I want in the title. And I did it as two separate lines so I could play around with it a little bit. And then I'm going to go back and I'm going to change it to the lightest color that was used in this particular kit, which is almost white, but not quite. And I changed them both at the same time there, if you notice, just by selecting both layers at once. I could change the color of both those text layers. And then go search for the font. Hundreds of fonts, hundreds and hundreds. So just kind of skim through, try one out, see how it looks. I don't like it. Let's try a different one. No, just doesn't look right. This is pretty much a traditional page, but it has a lot of artsiness in the artwork. So I don't think I want to make my text too artsy. I want something more simplistic, and that's probably what I'm going to leave that. But now what I usually do, and I always sort them too, I go in and I just pick one of the words that I want to make a different font, just to give a little word art type of look to my title here. And here we go again, searching for the right font. You'd think I would know all these by now, right? So search, search, search. Oh, an alarm up in the background, but let's see. How about that one's called Sabrina CT. Close this. Don't like that. Ooh, this one looks, yes. I think I like this one the best. I'm going to size it way up because I want that to be the focal word in my title. And I'm even going to stretch the vertical going up here also. And just pull it in line. And I do this a lot. I play with fonts and their spacings, and usually I do each word almost each, on a line, but this particular time I didn't. And I'm going to pull that so that the baseline is lower, and maybe scrunch or pull out. It's all play. Um, Typography is a fun thing to play with, and I happen to enjoy doing it because then you're making it your own, your own style or look. Let's see. Maybe pull these a little bit closer. Eh. Just find the right. See, if it was a separate word, which is what I should have done, or a separate line of text, I could have just moved it accordingly with that. And that looks pretty good. Kind of like that. And I'm going to squinch both of them, sucking both layers of the text. And I want it to be above that one blue line you see there. I'm not quite sure where I want it though, so I'll try over here, and I think I liked it back. I'm going to pull it over here, and ooh, I have an idea. I want to take it and pull it below that tie ribbon, little ribbon tie you see there. I had to accept first. And then it's hidden underneath there and looks like it's more part of the background page. Except I have it up over the paper, so scooch here. And I like that. Now because that accentuated word, I want to do a little maybe different color on one of the words. And I'm going to pull from the background. So I have the same color going on in my text as I have for my background paper. And I don't think I like that. So let's do this. Let's get the focal word, vocal, and we're going to do the same thing. Just pull one of these colors. It's not quite dark enough. So as I teach in my colors class, you go down at that 45-degree angle, and you're just picking a darker shade of that color. Then you stay in the same hue and the same color. And that looks good the way it is, and I'm pretty happy with it. I like this a lot. So meet me back here again, hopefully within a week, and I will get to show you some of my other artsy layout that I did with Kara's photo. So I'll see you soon.